That's the intro. I hope everybody approves. This morning we have Bender, we have the Stockington.
Whoa,
We're gonna
whoa, 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 whoa.
what?
That's it? That's all we're going to talk about?
Hey, I figured
Okay.
less is
All right.
less is more. Um, Especially on a day like today, I want to get this wrapped up quickly this morning because I do want to listen to Papa Pal because he everybody daddy,
Okay, no
and I
stuffs and whatnots and things. Got it. Let's rock.
let's roll out, roll out, roll out. Okay, so overnight, Vlad in his pedo ass self says no more heat for Europe, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe. So Vlad, yeah, I guess he needs another supply of little boys delivered to his home. I guess that's the thing that we're looking for to happen in order to kind of calm his nerves. We had that ECB raise rates. Japan came out with big donkey dick GDP numbers. Their market was up massive overnight. Japan bucking the trend over there while everybody's raising rates. They're like, nah, we're going to sit here and stay cool and we're going to do our thing. So Japan kind of bucking the system, and then we have the ECB raising rates this morning, which was expected at 75 basis point. We had job numbers come out. Jobs numbers, you look at them, they're flat, they're cool, no strength, stability. Market didn't seem to like that. We are buying it back up, but a lot of the buying back up right now after that initial drop, at least from what I can see, looks like covering coming into Papa Pal in 20 minutes. I don't think anybody wants to be caught off sides on that one. Today, we have, again, Bender, cornucopia, plethora of shenanigans. We have Pal at 9:10 this morning. We get Evans at 12. We get Kashkari at 2:15. We get Yellen at 2 o'clock. And we get consumer credit release at 3 o'clock. That's the number that mortifies the shit out of me, is that consumer credit data point. That scares me. And then overnight tonight, we get China Consumer Price Index. So there's a lot of data out there that can move and shift the narrative. A lot of moving pieces. I can say just real quickly, we had some interesting call flow come in yesterday on the big run. They stayed in. However, overnight we did see, when I guess once the market closed after hours, we did see some additional hedging, some put flow come in that could make the open a little bit rocky. So it's like right now we're kind of caught in between data points, Powell, Fed speakers, and more data, and Miss Yellen in her speech. So I don't know what my expectations are for the day. I just know that we need to stay sharp. And I think patience, Bender. Can you
Patience.
have patience?
Yeah.
Patience. Patience is the word of the day. Now, in saying patience is the word of the day, it also means when you decide to get into the game, you need to be aggressive. You need to move quickly and decisively and know what your limits are, know what your plan is, and know what you're doing. Days like today, it can be very, very challenging when you have people that are going to be out job owning the economy and the markets left, right, and sideways, literally all day long. So, Binder, with this being said, tell me what you know. Tell me what you see as far as these lines, levels, and the suches and whatnots. I
Okay.
got it in. I snuck it in.
Yeah.
I snuck in suches and whatnots.
You sure did. I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to pop that in there. All right. So we're currently sitting at 39.69. Resistance this morning up at 39.90. That was a few hours ago. There was quite a bit of volume that traded in the 38 or 39.85 to 39.91 area. So if we make a move up, I'd watch that. Um, Directly above 39.88 was yesterday's high. 39.96 was the overnight high. Then we got the whole number 4,000 and a fib up at 40.26. I would expect that if we do push up, uh, you know, 40.25, 40.26, 40.27, right in there. I would have my head on a fucking swivel. Uh,
Hmm.
there's a fib there at 40.26. That's also the previous trendline support of the longer term, much longer term up channel. So it has acted as resistance, uh, in more recent times. So make sure that you're aware that trend line is there, because the last time we went up and tapped it was on the 2nd, and it pushed us from 40.20 down to like 39.05. So let's be aware that is there. Directly below, that rhymes. Let's be aware that is there. Um, Directly below, we have a fib at 39.55, and then the 5 MA on the daily is 39.50. Right below that, you got 39.40 is the 50 MA on the 60-minute, and then previous support resistance area in the 39.20s. Um, if we drop below that 5 MA on the daily, you've got the 50 MA on the 60-minute, but that's obviously a faster moving target. I think there's a reasonable chance that we would go back down and maybe test those 39.20s again and 39.15 from yesterday.
All right. All right. You got a lean, you got a tilt, you got something
With all
going
this shit
on?
today, I mean, maybe it's cycle day 2, maybe, but with all this shit, no.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting. The pre-market this morning is shaping up a lot like yesterday did. Bleed down, and then it ran right up into market open. So it's kind of set up the same way a little bit. There is defined weakness within the dollar right now. I think that number from Japan was pretty substantial. I think Europe being aggressive with rates, I think again, fairly substantial as far as cooling the dollar out. It is interesting though, watching this morning how the dollar is giving back, and the market is also. So a lot of interesting dynamics. Just got to be ready, got to be sharp, got to be willing to move. And
Gotta
I
be
know it's,
ready.
say again?
I said, yeah, we got to be ready, and we want to see um, that 39.50 to 55. We want to see that area in there hold. Okay.
Yeah. And it's easier to say than do. To say be patient, be smart, head on swivel. Much easier to say than to actually execute. So let's work together to make that happen. Stonkington, tell us some stuff.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuffs. All right. Yeah. Theme of the list for today was Dark Pool. Amazon last night hit it at the same spot they'd hit it end of August, 129.48. So now Amazon has a little over 500 something million, around 500 million sitting right there at 129.48, pushing down. Had this line at 128.95 below. We already fell below that. So the next line to the downside I have on Amazon is 128.3, a different dark pool. So if we're going to go down, I'd watch the reaction to that. If we're going to go back up, this 129.48 on Amazon will be important. Microsoft, $721 million, sitting at 258.09. We're pushing down right now. So if Microsoft's going to go down, we've got another dark pool below, 256.4, and then I've got a fib at 255.8. So be watching the reaction to those if we're going to go down, and then keep that dark pool in mind if we're going to go up, 258.09 on the Microsoft. Roku daily inside bar. I gave it a very tight range, pretty aggressive triggers. Yesterday's high, if we're going to go up on Roku, was 65.7. And then I had this line at 65.1. If we're going to go down, that's what I had on Roku. I've got alerts set on McDonald's. They hit McDonald's with 30% daily volume last night. So that was a dark pool line on McDonald's. So I wanted to make sure we would get something to pop in the room, whichever way it's going to go. McDonald's, they hit it at 258.42 with 185 million. Other than that, I am on board for being patient, smart, not dumb, whatever we're going to do. Let's do it.
So one of the names, Microsoft, I can say that the flow on balance on Microsoft over the last several days has been bullish. Microsoft really lacks any downside targets, and I think that's one of the things that's fairly interesting. A lot of the targets that were met on this, that a lot of the targets were hit off this sell off of 4,300 or 430 on SPY. A lot of the targets that they had set out on that dip were hit. Apple filled its gap. Amazon filled its gap. SPY filled multiple gaps. I'm not seeing 110 puts on NVIDIA. I'm not seeing sub 100 puts on Disney. I'm not seeing, sub 155 puts on Apple. Just not seeing it. Not seeing that flow on the individual names. Now, from an indices standpoint, yeah, no, there's some cats out there taking some major shots to the downside, even on that run up yesterday that kind of squeezed their nuggets a little bit. They're still taking shots to the downside, but I'm not seeing those puts on individual names right now, at least the names that matter. Now, if we open up today and we start getting fucking splattered with, 135, 140 type Apple activity, sub 120 Amazon flow, that's, we just have to see that. And the other one that I'll point out is watch ARK-K flow. That's another one of those that is one of those tells for ultimate risk on, risk off is ARK-K. There's a handful of them out there. Bitcoin, crypto tickers being one of them, but those are that ARK-K, things like Square also. Really good indicators of overall market risk on, risk off. Just something to keep in mind as we're sorting through the flow, looking for those little breadcrumbs as far as what's next. So I know I did see a decent amount of covering on ARK-K yesterday. Real curious to see how that's going to shake out. I would also add Disney to your list. Murder Mouse has been very stable since that last DR. Is looking pretty decent, and it had multiple dark pools this morning. So that's all I got. Bender, Stockton, you have anything else?
No.
Good.
Grip and rip. Let's go.
Rip and rip. Okay. So Papa Pal comes on in 7 minutes. I'll be listening to that. That's going to be my priority, and watching how the algos fire off of whatever he has to say. So yeah, we'll see you guys back at the open. That is 27